Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If I could first of all introduce myself, I'm Wolfgang, Managing Director of Hörmann UK, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this, our very first online Innovation Day. This is a first for Hörmann UK. We would normally invite both existing and potential customers here to our site at Koval, where we'd be able to talk to you face to face and be able to show you a whole range of products, innovations, services that we've been working on. But obviously with the onset of COVID and the continued uncertainty that surrounds that, we've had to rethink, and we have decided to put all of this online. And the beauty of doing it this way is that it is a permanent record, so it's available now and will be available tomorrow and the day after, and you can visit it, revisit it as many times as possible. And we intend to do one next year, so hopefully we will learn something from this and we can further improve. But we're covering today a variety of topics. We want to talk to you about new products. We want to talk to you about innovations that we've been working on. Very importantly, the service that we can offer you, and very importantly, the people, because we obviously think that the expertise and the people that we have are something special. And the underlying theme with all of this is the Hörmann Difference, and what defines that, and what makes us unique, and a company that people like to deal with and continue to deal with. And for those of you who are new to Hörmann, hopefully you'll see something that will be of interest to you, and do talk to us. So please enjoy the presentations, and thank you for taking the time to do so. I'm Wolfgang, Managing Director of Hörmann UK. We are a very good, strong business, great products, great people. And what the UK consumer likes is they like the idea of it's a family-run business, but they also like the German engineering, the German quality.
We've been dealing now with Hörmann for around about 30 years. We trust them, we believe them, and I think that's really important in business. A lot of the clients now are coming to us because they've seen the Hörmann brand. It's a very well popularised, it's well marketed, but also it is a quality product. Homeowners want something that's individual. The Hörmann portfolio of products enables them to be not just different from the Joneses next door, but different potentially from the Joneses within a 10-mile radius.
They look like a house or a garage of a film star, or, you know, a wealthy person, don't they? They've got that kind of, like, wow.
The wow factor.
The wow factor, yeah.
The industrial is as important as the domestic side, and I'm amazed by the range of products that we have.
We are 100% Hörmann on industrial. Because the product is that good, you know, Hörmann are the Rolls-Royce. So we won't look at elsewhere.
We are the only people that do everything. All round, we do the doors, we do the dock levelers.
I think one of the things with Hörmann is they're seen as a market leader, but also an innovator.
And innovation is not just about developing new products, it's also about improving the way we make those products. I'm always in wonder and awe when I walk around our factories and look at the technology that we have developed to improve the production and the quality of the products that we make.
What I do like about the Hörmann offering is that it encompasses everything.
We talk about this cradle to grave. To a big client, we can say, look, we can look after the initial specification, we can undertake the supply, and very importantly, we then look after the servicing with our national network of service engineers. We're really pushing the boundaries, and again, it's illustrating why we are different to the competition in the marketplace. We talk a great deal about the Hörmann Difference, and it covers all areas. our people, expertise, the products. Steve, you've got direct experience with the engineers. I think the engineers really understand, believe, and are ambassadors of the Hörmann Difference. One of the key areas is always ongoing product development, and the big launch this year on the industrial side has been the Series 60, complete with the new operator. And in terms of the speed of operation, I mean, the big selling point of the Series 60 is, we say it's twice as fast as the previous door.
Yeah.
Does the reality live up to the hype?
It is. I mean, everybody that's seen it running has actually commented on that's fast, especially on the opening. I mean, going forward, I mean, it'll be on the lots of places where we fit in 70/30s at the moment, won't they?
Yeah. Just so people can see that we're not exaggerating, we've actually done a comparison video. Wow, that is fast. I think we can all agree, and you can certainly see with your own eyes just how fast that new door is. Phil, from the project's point of view, do you see the speed as being a big selling point with the door? Is this, are we actually going to see clients get excited about this? Is it going to be a key advantage when selling against some of the competitor doors?
Yes, definitely. For me, I can see, like Steve touched on there, is potentially selling this into car dealerships where traditionally we put sort of the high speed sort of spiral type doors in, where we can now put a sectional door in, which is obviously going to achieve speeds of up to 1 meter per second. Also gives us the advantage where it's using the same panels as the sectional doors. It's a sectional door panel, so obviously from a stock availability, colour availability, that's products that we've got here in Colville, and obviously means we can turn things around a lot quicker.
And you see the advantages from a service angle, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we touch on from a project installation perspective, that it opens up new markets, new areas, as opposed to having a singular curtain door with a roller shutter or a sectional in front of it for places like waste reclamation sites, food, biogas degenerators. Instead of having to have a two-door system, you can now use a single sectional door in varying degrees of colours and sizes and shapes, whereas previously you may have been restricted to set colours. The beauty of the BR60 or the Series 60 is now that you can have a door operating as up to 1 meter a second, and the cost saving of, instead of having to have two doors, you've now got one door. You haven't got the number of products that can be broken, damaged. You've only got the singular item that's operating both from a security perspective, but from a speed of operation, it makes perfect sense.
It's clear there's a great deal of thought gone into the development of this, and there are some clear advantages over the old door system that we were using.
They've kept a lot of the sort of error messages and the error messages, the numbers are relatively the same, but they introduced a lot of new ones or split them down into little parts so that it's more precise when checking on things that's gone wrong.
Good. And what about the introduction of smarts, the new smart controls? What advantages do we see from the client's perspective?
Well, you've
with
got the
rollout of
two
this exhaust
options
range.
in blue control and smart control. So the blue control is what I was just referring to, which is the essentially the Bluetooth operation. But you've then also got the ability to upgrade it to a smart control, which is more aligned to what some of our trade dealers are aware of with the high-speed doors, so that they can use the web activation. They can go into using the web and have a look at faults and parameters and issues and problems, and then we can remote activate that from here ourselves. The smart control speaks for itself in the form of the blue control.
Yep.
As I just said a minute ago, that it's the ability to program the door through your phone. And so in a loading bay scenario, that could save installers a large amount of time. You can do door one and clone it up to 100 plus doors using your phone and the smart tabs. So it certainly makes things easier. They can just scan it and can have a look at the information on your phone rather than having to go into the actual unit itself.
I must admit, from a domestic point of view, I'm a big fan of the blue control because I've got that on my new sectional door, and I haven't actually used the key fobs at all. I control the door completely from my phone, and the whole family have the app on their phones. So it's the key fobs become redundant, sadly. Phil, you were talking earlier on about the design. I mean, what is clever about the design that makes the door as fast as it is?
Well, basically now we've got a much greater radius on the track. Originally, we used to have a track curve of 360 mil, and now it's 510 mil, which means when the panel goes round the curve, the actual rollers remain in the curve all the way round, which enables us to get the higher speed.
We also, the door is as secure as all of the Hörmann doors, but do you want to talk a little bit about the anti-lift and the slack cable device on this door?
Yeah, so now as standard to both sides of the door. Originally, we just had it on one side of the door. We have the anti-lift and slack cable device fitted as standard, which obviously prevents effectively someone lifting the door from underneath with like a crowbar or something, trying to lift. The anti-lift device is there, and that's fitted to both sides of the door now as standard.
I've heard this mentioned before, but is it fair to say that this door is offering the market now Ferrari performance at Fiat price, or is that a bit unfair?
Yes. Yes.
Or should I be using German cars instead? So really, it's quite a compelling proposition and a big step up from where we were with our previous product.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think one thing we've not really touched on as well is the ability to have the door running on a quieter operation using the lower decibel rollers. Because of the change in the track design, not just the curve, it now means the rollers fit snugger or more snugly to the track itself. We have the ability to then upgrade the rollers to a lower decibel, lower noise rated roller. And, for a single door, that doesn't seem like a huge issue. But if you've got, say, 100 plus doors on a site, then obviously the doors operating and closing significantly lowers the noise level of doors opening and closing. Plus a unique design for the twin roller that goes in the top section. Now means that when the panel comes into the curve and closes, the top section doesn't slam as other doors of other makes will do so. Ours won't.
So it's a little bit like having smooth operation on the car door.
Absolutely.
For that, we've built that upgrade into our sectional door. Right. Is there anything we've missed on it? Because there's quite a lot we've covered already. Yeah,
there's a couple of improvements on the installation side where we now have a chute bolt with a movable keep, which prevents us needing to sort of cut out the side track, so we can move that up and down. Also, we've got, I think Steve mentioned it previously, a plastic foot that fits to the bottom of the door tracks, which obviously when we're installing without the floor being in, which is probably to 90% of the stuff we do on the new builds, it prevents obviously the bottom panel getting pushed out of the track and flipping up. So obviously from an install point of view, that's greatly assists.
And thinking about from a service perspective, one of the added benefits in the change in the frame design allows us to easily or more easily replace side elements of the frames to patch in those side elements, as opposed to replacing the entirety of the frame, track and angle. We're now able to supply, as part of the BR60 or Series 60, an element of side frame track, as we call it, for the door, as opposed to the complete assembly.
So it really is a compelling proposition, and a great deal of thought and clever design has gone into it. So giving the client improved performance, helping with the installation, and ultimately the ongoing servicing of the door.
Also, there's only 2 control boxes now, 545 and a 560, and they do 3-phase and single phase, or single phase, on the same control box. Yeah, so you don't need to carry so many.
Yeah.
So in essence, the control panel dictates or rather the motor dictates the phase of the panel. So single or 3-phase. You've got a single or 3-phase motor, but not a single or 3-phase control panel. So you only need to keep in stock a single unit, either the 560 or the 545. And that's all you would require on working on both phases, as opposed to the 2 different units plus the additional phases.
So really, to sum this up, it's you know, a wide range of improvements and real enhancements to this product, and will make it a very interesting proposition for a wide variety of clients out there in the market. I mean, if people want further information, I'm sure they will want further information. What is the best route? Who should they contact?
If it's technical support, so issues or problems with the products, then that would be our technical support team in Steve Hadfield and our senior engineers.
Yeah.
If it's new products, then it'll be Phil Thorpe and his estimating team, and trade sales will assist on that. And again, with projects, service and repair work will be my good self, my service team. If it's product specific information, then our key trade account managers, in the form of either Paul Tully, key accounts, or Bradley, Terry and Amy, will more than happily assist.
So we look forward to speaking to lots of you out there. So many thanks. So we've just seen a clever animation that we've had done, which illustrates very well, very clearly the service life cycle and what we offer all clients end to end. And really the purpose of the discussion now is just to say how relevant we find this in our day-to-day activity. Paul, you've kindly joined us for this element of the section, and you're really at the sharp end because you deal with some big hitters out there in the marketplace, and we've been very successful over the years in dealing with a number of big pan-European, pan-worldwide developers. From your experience, how important a topic is this for them in their consideration?
Very much so. I think there's a couple of particular large developers that we deal with that actually on the back of having Hörmann products installed, ensure that they maintain and sometimes increase the profitability of the rent and rates that they're attaining from the prospective clients. I think in addition to obviously what our service department provide, of course, is any particular issues that are picked up along the way, whether that's through the initial installation or of course once the projects or the property is actually occupied, it is clearly managed by Phil Clark and his team to deliver any repairs and replacements where necessary, really. So almost the developer has very little involvement with the day-to-day runnings of the loading bay side, because that's typically picked up by Hörmann and its its service side, really.
Phil, is that something that you see, that you hear from your end?
Yeah, quite regularly. To be fair, it's very rare that we hear from the actual developers. Usually the interaction that we have with the developers are the setup and the maintenance of the initial contract as part of an extended warranty agreement post-install. And it's testament to how well we work with them that very rarely do we hear from the actual developer, because most of the relationship, if not all of it, is with the end user. Any issues or problems are picked up with the end user through service and maintenance and repair work. The developer has the flexibility or the satisfaction to know that they've got a 3-year or a 2-year or a 5-year service and warranty agreement, and they can rest assured the product over that period of time is properly looked after and maintained, and that they know that their tenants and the end users that use their buildings are going to be happy with the product, and the fact that the product will last that length of time and longer and well into the future. The fact that we employ our own engineering team that are out on the road servicing and maintaining the product, that we carry critical spares, and that we work with their clients to not only just repair but also replace the product should their use for the building change or alter over the years. Between myself and Paul, we work quite closely with their key accounts to ensure that should a building be designed to suit a particular vehicle, and that maybe 3 or 4 years down the line, the product, their logistics operation changes, we develop new product to cover what they need.
I think in addition to that, Phil, I think certainly the developers side, because if they are having their properties serviced on a regular basis, of course, at the end of the tenant's life cycle, there is certainly generally less issues and problems than actually putting that back to its original condition. The clients, if you like, that are maybe not having product and property serviced on a regular are obviously paying it as almost as a one hit, rather than being spread over the period of the tenancy, really, I suppose.
Exactly, and the benefit of having your building regularly serviced and maintained is that it's prior prevention, essentially to prevent the product from having further issues in the future. Not that the product as a nature has problems, it's more about picking up critical faults, damage and misuse to prevent it going forward. So if a client is regularly having issues with dock shelters, they're using the incorrect vehicles on loading bays, we work with them quite seamlessly to ensure that it's not a constant replacement of product, that we work with them to redesign it so that it sits best with how their operation works. And again, when it comes to the dilapidation at the end of the process, they haven't got a huge bill to sit with, because it's been done on a piecemeal basis as and when the units need to have some reparation work.
I think that's also one of the maybe advantages, Phil, and if you're having regular dialogue with us, it's the logistics side, as we all know, has changed over the last 5-10 years of the maybe the sizes and vehicles, etc. There's generally a product that we've got available within our portfolio that we can obviously meet and exceed the client's requirements, really, I suppose. And if we're having that regular dialogue, that of course can be introduced at probably an earlier level than maybe leaving it towards the end of the tenancy or until they've actually got a critical issue with their loading based sector, really, I suppose.
Would I be right in saying as well that we've seen very strong growth in the sale of service contracts?
Absolutely.
It's really directly linked to the value that the tenants experience through that initial service period.
Absolutely,
they want that extended.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to essentially, you're buying a product from a supplier, you use that then same supplier to do the service, maintenance and repair work, because we have the availability of the product, the technical expertise. It's significantly easier to deal with the manufacturer than it is a third party who then have to learn how to do what they need to do. Whereas our experienced engineering team and the likes of Steve in the background on our technical support are there to support the larger end clients, some of which actually run their own reliability and maintenance teams on site. And we provide basic fault finding and diagnostics and advice and support. And Steve and the technical team in the back office provide support over the phone to them to deal with the basic issues with products that the client can deal with themselves. And that's an added benefit to the developers, that any new building knows that whoever's on site, they can maintain it through ourselves with their own team, but also the basic stuff can be done by the client on the daily checks.
I was just going to say, Wolfgang, sorry, I think typically with regards to most of the larger developers, they know that Hörmann as a business are typically at the forefront of any research and development. So if there are any new initiatives or innovations, we talked about product being available with the operators and having remote access that we have within the portfolio. And something we will clearly be pushing in the coming months, really, and that again obviously adds a greater benefit to Phil and the service team, really being able to remotely dial in and maybe diagnostically look at what's going on within that particular operation, really, I suppose.
No, I was going to say, Steve, from your side again, at the sharp end with the team, how important do you find this preventative service that we offer to the client?
Well, it keeps their place ongoing. If we can sort of find something that they've damaged probably and then still been using the door, we can repair that straight away and things like that, rather than pick it up as we go around with the service, rather than wait until it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a call out or something like that, and or we need your bloke down within the hour type of thing.
Yeah, our experience is, that this value proposition is very important to clients. I hadn't picked up, Paul, on that point, that it allows some developers to actually charge a higher rental or achieve a higher yield from that development, and that's so it's a win. It is a win-win situation.
Absolutely. I think whilst there may be in some instances with some of our competitors, the initial outlay may be a couple of % less, spreading that over the cycle of your tenancy of maybe 10, 15 or even 20 years. That initial couple of % outlay by using the Hörmann product would be easily recouped over the servicing and the life cycle of the product itself, really. So,
Okay, should you have any other further information that you require, for example, on our servicing, then by all means contact our service department or myself. For anything regarding new products, developments, then our key account manager, Paul Tully, will be happy to help.
Hello, everybody. We're now here to talk about our wonderful range of perimeter protection products. And if I could introduce, first of all, some colleagues, because we're very grateful. We've been joined by Matthias, who is coming live from Germany this afternoon, and from Alessandra from Italy. So, Alessandra, would you like to just introduce yourself and explain who you work for and experience?
Sure. Okay, so my name is Alessandra Cerbis. I've been working in Pilomat, which is part of Hörmann Group since 2016, since 12 years. I'm the export sales manager of Pilomat, and so I'm in charge of international sales and supporting the Hörmann international subsidiaries for improving the sales of the perimeter protection systems, in particular bollards and road blocker, as are the products we produce.
Excellent. And Matthias?
Yeah, hi, my name is Matthias Adamski-Worley. I've joined Hörmann Germany in 2016 as a business development manager. And my primary task is the integration of our factories in Germany and in Italy that are producing these perimeter protection products. And yeah, of course, raising awareness for our new product field among our customers.
Excellent. And joining me in the UK, Mark, if you'd like just to introduce yourself.
Yes, of course. I've been with Hörmann UK for 16 years now, just over, and held a number of positions within the organisation through that time, and most recently, currently involved with perimeter protection systems, introducing that new range of products into the UK market.
Excellent. No, it's an exciting field for us here at Hörmann UK because we're very grateful. The Hörmann Group has a wonderful range of exciting products and great expertise to support us. And I suppose my first question, and I can let either of you answer it, is, you know, what do you see as the latest trends in perimeter protection?
So maybe I answer on this. So
yeah, of course you can.
During the last years, perimeter protection systems gained more and more importance. So the number of incidents in which cars or trucks were used as weapons against innocent people sadly has increased. So maybe you remember some of the tragic incidents that happened in the past. For example, in 2016 in Nice, 86 people died and more than 400 were injured when a truck smashed into a group of people. And other incidents happened in Germany, for example, when on the Breitscheidplatz, on an area where a Christmas market took place, a truck smashed into this area and killed 12 people. And after that, more of these incidents happened across Europe, just to mention incidents in London, Stockholm, and Barcelona that took place. And this all created, of course, more awareness for perimeter protection. Yeah? And many of these incidents happened in pedestrian zones, for example, or during open air events like Christmas markets, concerts, and so on. So we recognize that mobile systems are one of the solutions the industry is looking for. And as a result of this, we developed our mobile vehicle blocker, the OctaBlock.
Yeah, now this is quite an exciting departure for us, because Alessandra, I mean, you're well aware of we have a very strong name in Pilomat, a very strong name in permanent security products, but the development of OctaBlock was something new. It's been developed as a result of a perceived new threat, which is not just across Europe, but is worldwide. Can we tell the audience a little bit more about the OctaBlock? What is it?
Yes, the OctaBlock is a mobile vehicle blocker. It's designed to stop a truck of 7.5 tons traveling at 50 kilometers per hour. And we are very proud of this product because it's certified as a single unit. And that makes it possible with this bollard to not only protect a small road or street, but also to protect vast areas of unlimited width.
Okay, it's obviously a new and exciting product. You talk about certification. How important is the certification with this product and in general in this area?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so certification definitely is one of the key arguments when we talk about perimeter protection. So all our high security products are certified. And however, there are many solutions on the market that are not certified and most likely will never get certified. So if we stay with the Octablock, for example, for mobile protection, many cities use concrete blocks. Yeah, for sure. These concrete blocks, they are a simple and cheap solution, but these blocks are not designed to stop a truck. Yeah, and these blocks can burst, they can be moved away easily, and they can even represent a threat to people around. Yeah. So, and we've seen a lot of solutions on the market which are not appropriate. Yeah. So the police or the authorities, they put trucks on the street, or they put skip bins on the streets to block the roads. And what happens if a car hits these trucks or skip bins? Yeah, nobody knows. And what is in a state of emergency, rescue vehicles have to pass through, how to quickly remove these trucks or obstacles. Yeah, and the big question decision makers have to ask themselves, is the protection they offer here or they use, is it state of the art? Will it work? So these are the key questions people have to ask themselves if they are responsible to secure an area. And for the Octablock, we asked ourselves all these questions and we were able to answer them. So we have passed successfully the several tests. Yeah, for example, the PASS IWA test, which is an international recognized standard. And in addition, we passed the test of the German police. And a few months ago, we also passed a British standard test, the WATS test. Maybe, Mark, you can tell a bit more about the special test we did for the UK market.
Yes, of course. It's really a complementary test as far as comparing this with the PASS IWA tests. And it's something that was devised by CPNI, which is the UK Centre for the Protection of National Infrastructure. Now, these are the people that provide advice and information relating to physical and personal security around the UK. And they looked at some of the threats that were involved with in hostile vehicle mitigation. And they came up with this vehicle access delay standard, VADS. And it's one of the additional requirements now in many areas and in many circumstances within the UK to have this in addition to the PASS and IWA tests. It provides an additional level of security when we're talking about specific situations with vehicles used as a threat.
From the sounds of it, the product offers unique advantages. Is a mobile solution, but how does the actual logistics for this work? You know, how does one actually deploy this product? How easy is it to deploy?
Yeah, so logistics was one of the main aspects when we developed the Octablock. So we made sure the bollard can be handled just by using a standard forklift or crane, although it weighs about 350 kilograms. The Octablock can also be moved easily by using our new accessory, the Octamover. It's a specially designed hand lift truck that we developed. And this Octamover can use, for example, to move the Octablock away in case of emergency vehicles that have to pass. And we've made a test on this, how long it takes. And it really takes just about 1 minute by using this Octamover to remove the bollard out of the line of bollards and to open the passage for emergency vehicles.
So we have a product that meets international standards, German standards, UK standards, is easy to deploy, it ticks a lot of boxes. Who do we see as the customers for Octoblock?
A number of different areas, certainly local authorities, events organisers, sports stadia, and so on. Anywhere where there are gatherings of people, gatherings of pedestrians, but in situations perhaps where permanent fixtures, permanent safety equipment isn't possible or available, particularly where there are finished surfaces. For example, Octoblock will sit quite neatly onto any existing road or area surface, and there's no need for any permanent fixings or so on into that surface. So no damage unless perhaps it is actually used, but then it's doing its job. So it can be used in many areas, but also it's one of these products that kind of leads in to other products in the range, because we can find that in many instances, in certain circumstances, it may be required as a temporary precaution initially, but then as time goes on, depending on how frequently that temporary precaution may be required, it then leads to the installation of more permanent fixtures.
Okay. We'll come on to the more permanent fixtures in a moment, but Mark, do you also want to just explain a little bit about, we were very pleased that Octoblock actually won an award.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the midst of the COVID crisis, we won an award. Do you want to just tell the audience a little bit about that?
Very much out of the blue, but we actually proposed Octoblock for the Security and Fire Excellence Awards in 2020. Yes. Quite a prestigious awards covering the whole breadth of the safety and security industry. And yes, we were very pleased that that we won the Security Solution Innovation of the Year. So so excellent. We provided information based on the use of Octoblock where it had been deployed previously, and yes, the panel of judges decided that that we were deserving of the win. So yeah, great news.
Good. Okay. We've covered a lot of ground with Octoblock. It'd probably be useful for the audience, Matthias, if you could just list and talk about, you know, the USPs of this product, of which there are quite a few.
Yeah, sure. We have quite a few. So Octoblock brings several advantages. Yeah, first of all, it's certified as a single unit. Yeah, so we have a maximum of flexibility to place it, and compared to non-certified systems, we know that it will do its job. Yeah, we have it on paper. We have all the certification. Second, and that is a true USP, is that Octoblock offers defense against vehicle impacts from any direction due to its symmetric design. So we have this octagonal base plate, and it's not important from which direction the impact comes. And all other products on the market, they have a defined impact area. But what happens if the attack comes from a different angle? Yeah, so our Octoblock really is prepared to absorb the impact energy from any direction. Another USP that Octoblock has is that it comes fully assembled. So there is no additional installation work. You just unloaded it, put it on the right spot, and you're done. And what is also important in my mind is that the bollard itself is not perceived as threatening, and it allows people to walk by, which is very important if you think about escape routes, for example.
So we've covered quite a few things there with regard to Octoblock, but that's just one of our range of products. We have a massive range of perimeter protection products, bollards, barriers, gates, so on and so forth. But many of which are produced by our colleagues over in Italy at Pilomat. In particular, the bollards that we have, road blockers, and so on. Alessandra, maybe you could come in at this point and tell us a little bit about the Pilomat range of products.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said in the presentation, Pilomat is a part of Hörmann Group since 2016. So from that year, Hörmann has at disposal other products, so bollards and rod blockers. We divide our range in two main lines: security products and high security products. In the security line, security products, there are the bollards, which are normally used for traffic flow control and entry or exit control. They are installed, for example, in pedestrian zones, in industrial sites, and company entrances, for example. Instead, in the high security line, we have bollards and also rod blockers. These products are normally used to prevent terrorism attacks, and in all the situation in which an eye protection is required. These equipments, as we said, are all certified. Okay, and so they're responding to the high security international standards rates. For both security and high security lines, we have automatic, semi-automatic, fixed, and removable bollards. So with our products, the client can cover all the requirements in every case, let's say. In particular, now we have some new shallow foundation products, and it is very important when there are difficulties to dig on the ground, when in the ground there are some pipes or anything you can find, so that you can't dig so much. So we have the shallow foundation products. In the shallow foundation products, we find the fixed bollard shallow foundation, and we find also the rod blockers. For the rod blockers, we have also a new product that we just is in our range since 2021, and we just certified, which is our rod blocker surface. In this case, you don't need any excavation, you don't need any dig in the ground, but it is just mounted on surface. So it can be considered as a mobile product as well. We are a company specialized in production of these products. So the difference from other competitors is that all our competitors are producer of other products. So they are not so, let's say, open-minded like our company. We are ready to satisfy all the necessity of the client with also customized products for their customized installation. So it's very good, and we are different from the others for this reason.
And you also have experience, I was going to say, you also have experience worldwide, because I mean, these products are not just exclusive to the European market, not just exclusive to the UK market.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we started in Italy more than 30 years ago, but then we started to sell also in other countries, of course, first in Europe, but also in America, in Canada, in Mexico. We sold some bollards also to Australia, so really far away. And our name is really well known worldwide. Yeah.
Sorry, Mark, you were going to ask a question.
No, I was just going to say that one of the benefits that Alessandro didn't mention is that when you look at the range of products that are available, you can match the automatic and the fixed bollards in a single array, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the type of bollard. So to be able to do that and to provide that aesthetic is often quite important to the end customer, the local authority, and so on, as much as the protection that it affords.
Yeah, exactly. It's very important. Our products are really similar aesthetically. I mean, our bollards. So, for example, in a wide road, you can maybe, for example, install just 2 or 3 automatic bollards and then finish the line of the road with fixed bollards, which aesthetically are exactly the same like the automatic ones. Or, for example, also some removable bollards, because for instance, you need automatic bollards for every day because the trucks can pass through. But for example, you need just to remove the bollards, for example, 2-3 times per week, or also per month, just when bigger cars or bigger trucks needs to pass over, or you want to get free the road. So yeah, we have all these types of bollards that can be combined as you prefer.
And Mark, how would you summarize the service that we can offer the UK customer? Because the security market in the UK is an established one. It's a large one, a number of companies operating in this sector. What do you see as the unique selling points of talking to Hörmann?
Well, I think the main point is the expertise that we can call on, not just within Hörmann UK, where we're very much on a steep learning curve, but with our colleagues in Germany, and also with Alessandra over at Pilomat in Italy. And we can offer a full range of products and advice on how to apply, how to deploy, looking at the actual installation and so on. And because of the range that is available, then I think we can cover pretty much every requirement at some point within the particular circumstances, the particular specification perhaps that the customer is looking for. I mean, it's things like being able to offer products that are have an environmental conscience as well, integrated activation systems, biodegradable oils, and so on and so forth. We also, with our hydraulic operators, for example, it's a self-contained unit within the base of the bollard, so there's no sort of remote supply of oils and so on that could be cut and such like. Yeah. We have also electrical activation, brushless motors that we're introducing to the range that provide the automation for the products as well. So there's a real breadth within the range to cover all of the possibilities. So Pilomat has been part of the Hörmann Group for a few years now, and there are obviously synergies that were identified between Pilomat and Hörmann. Matthias, it's been your responsibility to try and integrate all of this, integrate Pilomat into the Hörmann Group. Can you sort of expand a little bit on the values that are shared between the two companies and so on going forward?
Yeah, of course. So when we acquired Pilomat back in 2016, it still was a family-owned company, and that is also the philosophy of Hörmann. So Hörmann is also 100% family-owned. So you can say the philosophies pretty much are matching, yeah. And of course, we are now working hard on promoting the Pilomat products across the Hörmann sales network. We are very we are pushing strongly so to promote these products all over the world in all the markets where Hörmann is present. And although this product portfolio of perimeter protection has been introduced in Hörmann some 3 or 4 years ago, Pilomat has more than 30 years of experience in this field. So we have a huge knowledge in this area we can build on.
So thank you for that, and some really interesting, fascinating discussion points. And if I can just stress to the audience, today we've only just scratched the surface, because what we haven't talked about are the other exciting products that Hörmann has to offer within the UK. And these include such things as sliding gates, and very importantly, our parking barrier systems and controls. So if you need and want further information, then please contact Mark and his colleagues here in Colville. And we'd be delighted to talk to you about the full range of our perimeter protection system products and solutions. And a huge thank you to our colleagues in Italy and in Germany. And yes, we look forward to some exciting times ahead. Thank you, everybody. Hello, everyone. Well, we're now here to talk about steel doors and the Hörmann Difference. And we have a lot of topics to discuss in this section of our program, and a lot of stuff which I think the audience may not be aware of, and helps differentiate us from a number of our competitors. Now, I'm delighted to say I'm joined by two of my colleagues here in the UK. Lisa, who looks after our installation side in the projects team, and Miriam, who is our head of trade, but also the projects coordinator within the projects team. And I'm also delighted to introduce Nadia from the wonderful factory Tortec in Austria. And today we really want to focus quite a bit on Tortec. We have a number of factories in the Hörmann Group that produce steel doors, but Tortec is one that we have a lot of experience with. We've used their products extensively, and we feel that they have a lot of unique features that would be of interest to the UK market. So if you could just introduce yourselves, I mean, Nadia, if you'd just like to start, just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Tortec, please.
For sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Nadia. I'm the responsible colleague person for international distribution. I work for Tortec since more than 5 years now. And yeah, what's Tortec? Tortec is 100% Hörmann. And we produce fire hinge doors, fire sliding doors, fire curtains, and some special doors also with fire rated features. And yeah, Tortec, as Wolfgang already said, we are in Austria, and we have more than 300 employees. We have a really highly automated factory, and as you can see in the pictures, we have also qualified personnel also on the factory who work with this automated production. And as you can see also in the picture, for us it's really important the quality of the product. Not only the quantity, also the quality. And this is what we want to show you and what we want to discuss today.
Excellent. And yes, hopefully by the imagery, you can see, everybody can see the modern automated production processes that are employed, not just at Tortec, but are replicated in our other factories within the group. And if I could just ask my UK colleagues just to introduce themselves, and also just if one of you could just explain the other types of steel doors that we have to offer here in the UK.
Hi, my name's Lisa Goodman. I'm the installations manager at Hörmann UK. Not only do we install the doors supplied by Tortec, which are excellent, just thought I'd say, we also have several other factories that also produce steel doors. Friesen and Brandis. They produce a range of different types of doors. We can do external doors between 62 and 78 mil thick with obviously door leaves, and internal doors with a minimum leaf thickness of 42 mil, all of which can be supplied with many different frame types and many different finishes. We do a variety of RAL and British Standard colours, as well as from Tortex several different stainless steel finishes, which would be very popular with the architects. We also have an option of colour-coded hinges, so you can either have the option of having them painted the same colour as the door, or you can have them in stainless steel to match your handles. As well, talking about handles, we do a range of different architectural design handles, which are also very popular because not many people supply those.
It's fair to say an extensive range of products. Coming back to the Tortex product and why we like using it. Typically on our project work, we would offer a minimum of a 2-year service agreement once we've installed that product. And we found from experience that the Tortex doors have a very low failure rate within that period. Why is that? What makes their product different to other products on the market?
Currently, it's the thickness of the steel that I think Tortex use to produce the doors, as well as the fact that our doors are available, like we say, with different frame and fixing types, as well as the fact that our doors are 62 mil thick, whereas some other suppliers are only producing doors that are 42 mil thick. So ours stand the test of time, whereas some others don't.
It's the robustness of them. It's the fact that they are made to last. Other steel doors may not be. So they are made to stand the test of time in all different situations.
Maybe I can also bring something in. I can also show you a picture of our doors, why they are really stable and why they work the way they do and stay the way they should stay, because all our doors are fully bonded and we use high quality material also for the glue, for the sheet, and also for the infill. Same as for all equipment we use, and I think that's the point. Everything we use and everything we do on production, we do for high quality. And this is why I think the doors are that great as they are.
Also very popular with our fitters is the 3-way adjustable hinge, which obviously means there's a lot more adjustment on the door when they're fitting it, whereas other people don't supply those type of hinges.
Those are a standard stainless steel hinge, and we just know from experience they offer superior wear and tear over the performance of the door. Let's talk a little bit about the specification, the performance of the door. Miriam, you have direct experience of this because you're getting the tenders in for all these variety of projects that we price. And, you know, as well as the obvious thing about fire ratings, which we'll come on to a bit, there's also acoustic performance and, very importantly, thermal performance is becoming more and more prevalent, more and more important in the market. Is there something we can say on this?
Yeah, no, most definitely. Certainly when I started sort of 6-7 years ago, it was mainly the sectional doors that you needed to have a U value or a decent U value on. Now it's the whole building. So steel doors are included in that. So, I mean, roughly architects are looking for a 2.2. We're at roughly about a 1.8 most of the time, sometimes a little bit better. So we're automatically better than the standard that's already in the UK and what architects are looking for. That combined with obviously the fact that we can be RC2 rated and RC3 rated as well, puts us in a better position because often they're looking for a combination of the two.
And typically what acoustic performance are the designers looking for, and what can we offer in respect to that?
We can offer a 42, up to a 42, so it's usually, I think, between a 37 and a 42, certainly in the Tortec products. Roughly, I mean, most of the time, 42 is fine, and that would get through most of them. That's the highest I've ever seen. But it tends to be very specific projects where they want that decibel rating. So if it's something where they're working on a workshop floor, we've seen them. So there is still a case for it as well, and they often do. Architects often do ask for a decibel rating, but it's always worth getting in at the front end to get that specified, so that we can put ourselves in that best position.
But it's fair to say that with the Tortec product, we easily match, if not better, the performance specification that the client, the architect, is looking for.
Yes, certainly, yeah.
Good. Fire ratings, very important. Should we just talk a little bit about the range, what's available from Tortec on the hinge doors? A bit later, we'll talk about the fire sliders, because again, we see there's a big opportunity in the UK market with that.
Certainly in the UK, we've seen a lot more prevalence of wanting external rated fire doors, whereas previously they would have just been your standard fire exits with no fire rating. So obviously having the 30-minute rated Tortec door certainly helps us in that respect. Obviously internally we can have a lot higher rating, up to a 90-minute on the Tortec product. But certainly externally rated is become a lot more prevalent. So having that 30-minute door does really help.
Also,
Excellent.
The bonus for the doors coming from Tortec is they supply the frames ready filled, so it saves a lot of installation time on site, which is always a bonus.
Good. I think it's fair to say that the interpretation of steel doors here in the UK, people tend to think of it in industrial applications, and we do a lot of distribution centres up and down the country. Steel doors are used extensively, but our steel door products and those from Tortec can be used in a whole variety of applications. And if you look at the mainland European market, they're used extensively in a whole range of different projects. I don't know, Miriam, do you want to just say a little bit about, from our experience, where the doors can be used?
So previously we have put them into an opera house, but we can also put them into swimming pools. We've got, obviously, with the stainless steel, we can put them into food distribution, food logistics as well. Any sort of pharmaceutical buildings as well. So we've got that option, as well as sort of sports hall doors, along with some of our other range. We can then also do the whole of the product range on that one sports hall. So there's a lot more than just fire exits within a distribution centre, just due to the versatility of the whole range and all of the products that we can get for it.
Yes. And I think it's fair to say that the hard-wearing quality surfaces that we apply to these doors, and of course all the doors are factory finished, lends itself to these applications. I mean, Lisa, you're at the sharp end with the installation of these doors. I mean, typically from your experience, how do they stand up to the wear and tear?
Well, other than the usual things that would happen anywhere of, a few chips, overuse on site, they stand up really well. Stainless steel ones in particular, we don't really have any problems with them. But to be honest, we don't really have any problems with any painted finishes either. So overall, considering most of the installations recently have been industrial warehouses, they've stood the test of time.
Excellent. So we've discussed a lot already about our steel hinge doors. An important area for us is our range and extensive qualities with fire sliding doors. So Nadia, if I could just ask you just to explain to the audience what makes our product so unique and some of the successes that we've had with this wonderful product.
For sure. Our fire sliding doors are really unique because of 3 important points. First of all, our easy installation and compact delivery format. What means we have for all doors, for each door, only 2 pallets. 1 pallet with the elements and 1 pallet for the frame. Why the elements? Because it is an element construction. What means it's really easy installation also for high doors and for big doors. Second point, our high quality door appearance. What means we have no screws on the surface, and our presses door leaf guide because of a patented track construction. And the third point, our variability for high quality architectural solutions and also operators. What means we have operators for fire sliding doors, but in case of fire, the doors are closed by counterweight, not by electricity, what is most of the time really important. And our high quality architectural solutions, I mean, for example, variability for guiding types and also for different construction types. What means we have single leaf doors, double leaf doors, and also telescopic version.
So I mean, that's a very important point, is the fact that the door can operate even though the power has gone down in the building. The fire slider will still operate, which is important. And these constructions, I mean, we can supply some really big doors. I mean, to date, what's the biggest door that we've supplied as a fire slider?
In height, we can go up to 9 meters.
Yeah. And
in width, depending also on the fire rating, on the fire class.
Yeah.
But for example, 30-minute doors, we can go up to a width of 16 meters.
That's a big door.
Yeah, that's a really big door. But now, for big holes, you have big openings, and so you need big doors.
Yeah, excellent. Now, we've already had some experience of these doors in the UK, and a particular market that we've discovered, and we can illustrate that now, is using these doors in bonded warehouses in whiskey distilleries, which is a first for us. But Lisa, we've also installed one of these doors here in Colville in our warehouse, and it's freely available for customers to come and have a look at. Any comments from the installation point of view, anything that we learned putting the door in?
The size of the door that we've got fitted in our warehouse is very easy to fit. The installers have come back to me to say that obviously it didn't take too long to fit either. I think it was 2 to 3 days, including the wiring.
Yeah.
And it also looks very nice from an architectural point of view.
And that's important. It doesn't, I would call it an architect-friendly fire door solution. Good.
And also when it closes, it does close very nice and smoothly. It doesn't really clunk at the end. It comes to a nice stop.
I think it's just the range that you can offer, really. It's the fact that it doesn't have to just be fire rated. It can be the MZ version, and we are asked more and more for them. Certainly, quite recently, we've had quite a big pharmaceutical company asking for them because they didn't have enough room for some other type of door, so they were looking for this. So there's lots of applications for them. It's not just where a fire rating is needed. Put them on pavilions and sport pavilions and things like that as well, where a fire rating wasn't needed, but they didn't have the space for another type of door. So the fire slider was perfect.
And because of how nice the doors look in lots of different situations, people are really attracted to that.
yeah, our fire sliding doors are available in many different fire resistance classes. So that means we have approval, kind of approval, because it's the CE labeling. All our doors are CE marked and proved according to EN 16034. And the fire resistance classes available, what I talked about before regarding the available dimensions, we have 30 minutes doors, 60, 90, and up to 120 minutes, EI2. And for all these doors, we can also offer smoke tightness. Our sliding doors are same as for hinge doors, available made from steel and also made from stainless steel with different stainless steel finishes. So for example, also a circular textured finish, what looks really nice in, for example, food area or fish industry. And I can show you also a picture of an installed door made from stainless steel with that special finish, because we can also offer all our sliding doors powder coated and same colors available as for our hinge doors. What's really great, because when you have a big project where you want to install sliding doors and also hinge doors, you can have it with same color without any differences on it. And so also for stainless steel can also be powder coated, but I think it's not necessary because it looks really nice made from stainless steel without any coating on it, for sure, as you can see also in the picture. And yeah, also special or great if you have big doors, always depends on the dimension for sure, but we can offer up to 2 wicket doors in one door leaf. What means for a double leaf door, we can offer up to 4 wicket doors. So you can also use this for escape as an escape route, because our wicket doors can be offered with threshold, but most of the time they are used and offered without any threshold. So if you, for example, use equipment, a lever handle, which can be used for escape routes, then you can have this big door, and in case of fire, you have the wicket, the big door closes, and you have the wicket door to escape from one area to the other.
Lisa, with your installation manager's hat on, are there any other aspects of the Tortec product which, from your experience, makes it superior to some of the other product that's available on the UK market today?
Well, with both the hinge doors from Tortec and the fire sliders, they arrive very well packaged, which reduces the risk of damage in transit. We rarely have any issues with either fire sliders or hinge doors being damaged in transit in comparison to other suppliers' hinge doors. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I think the overall impression that people will get from today is that we are able to cover with our steel door solutions a very wide variety of applications. We're able to cover both requirements of size, performance, finish, the idea that we can put multiple wicket doors into fire sliders, you know, from an architectural point of view is, you know, is very interesting. I think at the end of the day, I think a designer would actually struggle to actually catch us out and not be able to incorporate or find a solution for their particular application. Really, in summary, I would say to the audience, you know, please come and talk to us. Please contact a member of our projects team. We're more than delighted to come out and talk to you about your application. and can offer both the range of standard but also bespoke designs for your project. So Nadia, from my side, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, we here in the UK look forward to specifying, supplying and installing a whole variety of Tortec products in the future. And thank you to my colleagues Miriam and to Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to attend online our very first Innovation Day. As I said at the beginning, we intend to do this as an annual event. So I'd very much welcome your feedback and input. Are there things that we could have done better? Are there things that we've missed out? You know, please do contact us and let us know. And very importantly, if there's something that you would like to follow up on, if there's a project that we could help you with or a product that you'd like further information, then please contact us. Thank you again and see you soon. Goodbye.